guys, we are out on the road, me and Rory. Sun is shining.
It is.
It is the end of May.
It is. It's more or less the last day of May.
Pretty much the last day of May. I am wearing a shirt to go fishing with a Mayfly on it, so it can only mean one thing.
That thing is...
We're going pike fishing. No, we're not. We are going Mayfly fishing for trout. It's Duffers Fortnight.
It is. If we can't do it now,
we shall never do it.
We shall be selling the gear tonight on eBay.
It is. We're hoping there's going to be a good hatch. This part of the River Kennet that we're going to is kind of upper middle River Kennet, nice private stretch that we've managed to wangle some time on. It's absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
They have quite a late hatch, so we've probably got another week and a half. So it is early for them. Fingers crossed, we'll see a few mayflies.
It's kind of pretty much prime time for this little stretch, isn't it?
It is getting into prime time.
It's absolutely beautiful. We are really, really lucky to be going here.
Seriously,
It's one of those places when you get there, you're just like, oh wow.
Yeah, loads of different water, deep stretches, slow stretches, shallow riffly bits, small side streams. It is a bit of a trout fisherman's nirvana.
Yeah, it is, definitely.
And loads of little problems, small casting problems, big casting problems, and a load of showing fish, fingers crossed.
And it's we think the hatch starts, from what we've been told and what we've seen, the hatch starts properly at around about 6. It's 3:30 now, so we're obviously arriving way earlier than we should. But obviously, when you're frothing like this,
full fishing froth,
the fact that it's too early is not enough to stop you from going.
No, it's
get our bearings and see how it is.
Get our bearings, have a wander around, you know, sit in the just outside the keeper's hut, enjoy the magic of a fine British Chalkstream.
Crack open a cool one.
Oh,
watch just some rising fish. Hopefully.
Turning left now. Almost don't care if we don't throw a fly for the first 2 hours. Let's go see if we can find a few of these Kennet ground trout.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Just to let you know where we're at, we've had a little walk.
Yep.
Just kind of got our bearings, had a couple of casts. I had one of my first cast.
Yeah, you did. First cast caught a fish, then infuriation at that swim for a while.
Yeah. Absolutely livid. So, I mean, kind of Adam and I, probably fair to say we don't fly fish all year round, do we? So
no, no. And I think this type of, I mean, there's so many bits to this particular fishery, and there's a kind of small river bit which feels a lot more attainable all year round.
Yeah.
But the big river bit that's deeper, not as clear, is really fishable on the Mayfly. But I'm not sure I'd know how to attack it.
Yeah.
During the rest of the year.
I mean, I do love this time of year. You know, I don't fly fish a lot all year round, but when this time of year comes around, it is great fun. It's not like really, really difficult. Matching the hatch is a pretty straightforward deal. It's they're eating mayflies, we're using mayflies.
Yeah, exactly. And we start on the main river, you're looking at fish that are moving around, and that can be infuriating because they're not on one line. On the smaller river, you're looking at fish that are in line, but are really difficult to catch. I mean, we've just had some there that mixed in with some foliage fun. It's just been it's been infuriating. But
the hard thing is line management. When you know, there's a lot of long grass around, and you know the way Toby keeps this fishery, keeps it you know, nice and semi-wild, isn't it? It's not like perfectly manicured, you know,
especially
particularly on these lovely back streams.
Yeah, which are amazing, and we've been naturally drawn to the smaller streams. But I think so I've got a 5-weight, 9-foot, which is amazing, but probably this stream, you could probably get away with a 3-weight.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm using a 4-weight. I think this is an 8-foot 4-weight. Which I tend to use for most of my fly fishing, and this seems pretty much perfect for the job.
I think that lacking a foot, there's just a few casts where we just can't quite get them in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's been brilliant, and I think we're sat here now, and you can't see it on the camera, but there are mayflies everywhere.
Yeah, there are.
Kind of all dancing in the trees, having their day of fun, and hopefully as they keep coming off and start to come down again, we've got a chance on a few more.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, you know, we've chosen the hardest bit so far, so we'll just have to try and, you know.
Yeah, so we've chosen the hardest bit. It's now 6:25. I'd say we've still got 2 hours of fishable time before the light and the mayfly starts to go. The mayflies will be hatching for another probably hour, if we're lucky. It is quite cold with this northeasterly wind, so they might not hatch for an hour, but we will get a fall after that.
Yeah.
So there's a chance of picking up a few, you know, right up to probably 8:30, isn't there?
Absolutely, yeah. So, you know, we'll probably move on to an easier bit in a bit, but it's, you know, it's actually, because it's funny, it's one of those things you look at and you think, oh, it should be easy. There are mayflies rising everywhere, and there are trout rising all over the river, but there's a lot of food for them, and they kind of come up sporadically, and a fish will come up here, and then it'll move over to look for flies over there, and then it'll move a little bit upstream and then drop back.
Yeah.
So actually picking them out is harder than it would seem at first. You know, you can give it a few minutes and then you think, oh my God, I should have caught something by now.
Yeah, and presentation is everything. And I think what we've seen today is certainly that the wind is stopping us from unloading the fly in its entirety every single time.
Yeah.
And as soon as it does that, you lose presentation, confidence, but also they just know. You know, a lot of these ones in this smaller stream as well, they are either wild fish or stocked fish that have made their way to this stream over a long period of time. So they are just a bit more wily, and you know, they're picking flies off in between our flies sometimes, which is great to see, because to be honest, on the main river where they're freshly stocked, you're going to catch them every time.
Yeah, exactly. It's less of a challenge. But
you know, even with the challenge, I thought we were going to catch a few more of those.
Yes.
Yeah. But a good, lovely rainbow, and I've had a little tiny wildie, and you've had a tantrum.
I have had a tantrum, a small one.
Yeah, and I mean, I had one earlier
on. I kept it mostly to myself.
Yeah. Only because the camera was a long way away. Right, so we're going to move upstream, find the bigger river.
Yeah.
Have a look at a few of the big river problems. There's some faster bits that are quite nice up there, where there's some fish that tend to lie in really awkward places, which is quite fun. And then there's another swim on a few of the back streams that we want to have a little look at.
Yeah.
So should we go and
let's do it.
Give it a go?
Let's do it. It's the magic hour.
It is. Magic, hopefully. Magic 2.
yeah.
And then beers at the hut.
We'll see about that.
Perfect. Yeah. Right. See you guys in a bit. Just show you this one quickly. It's an absolutely pristine rainbow. Looks like it's been in for a while. Better get this one back as quickly as possible. That is an absolute stunner.
Right, we've come down onto this little back stream now. This is the bit we really love. This is proper stalking. And already we can see a couple of fish rising just as you come around the bend here, there's loads of mayflies coming up, and there's a fish that just keeps persistently rising there. It's really, really kind of close quarters stuff though, so I'm gonna have to sneak right up on him and try not to blow my cover and spook him. Let's see how this goes. You didn't want that. That looks juicy. As you stand there and you watch fish rise and you just think, all I'm going to have to do is pop this down in his line and he's going to eat it first time. As we all know, it never quite works like that. Adam was fishing with a slightly bigger mayfly. I might try one of those. Well, what I might do is just use his rod. Gonna leave my rod there, go and get Adam's rod. So yes, as I was saying, Adam's got a slightly bigger fly on here. It's like a double cheeseburger with all the trimmings, and that has got the job done straight away. Obviously wanted that slightly bigger presentation. That's worked a treat. That job. Got it. Let's lay this fish on the nice long grass. Flies come out very easily, just popped out. And that is another lovely Kennet brownie. So clearly that's the secret. They want a big old fly. Oh, there's one right here, look. Line. Yes.
It's one of the stocked rainbow trout out of here. Fit fighting fish in this little stream. They spend most of the year up here. There's not that much angling pressure, so you get very healthy. A real pleasure to catch them. Oh, come on. And it's so frustrating because you can see the feeding line that they're on. Because I can't cast back this way, I can't get it to unload, and because the wind is blowing back in, if I go straight past me, you'll see what happens now. It starts, you know, you're kind of doctoring a cast like that. Still, the only chance I've got here is to get closer, which obviously is just more dangerous again. It needs to go out into the flow there. It's the only chance it's got getting anywhere near one that's going to eat it. But now I'm so high up on the fish, I'm basically casting up over their heads. I very much doubt. Oh, they're still chasing. Very much doubt that might get it done. Come on. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That was the same fish that just kept checking that out over and over again. And that's all the difference was just being able to present it slightly upstream. Net's behind me. And as soon as I could get it higher, I could present it properly. And then that fish wanted it. It's amazing, even on the Mayfly, when you think that it's, you know, Duffers Fortnight, it is to a degree, and once they start getting going on them, it can be really easy. But that fish needed it presented into that bubble line, just on the edge of the slower water, before it would even look at it. And the cast from lower down meant that I couldn't actually get the fly to land in that without going in the tree, like I was saying. And by getting slightly higher and just sneaking up, it's just allowed me to get across the flow slightly. And pretty much the first time that I got the fly where I knew it needed to be, this fish confidently came up and ate it. It's amazing. It's not the biggest brownie in the world, but there's not much water in here, so putting up a good scrap. In the net. There we go. Fantastic. There is nothing better than stalking out a fish like that on a dry fly. So there we go. That's a much more, certainly weathered. Let's let this one calm down. It's been in the river a lot longer, that fish. There we go. Just a real stunning, hard fighting brownie. Now. Oh! That one really wanted it. That is an absolutely beautifully marked fish. Gonna get it back quick. Right, so there we go. There is one of the better ones we've had today. That is an absolutely immaculate brown trout caught on the Mayfly. Just thought I'd quickly show you that. I mean, look at her. I'm gonna get her back. See if we can catch another. Right, so it is, wow, it's 10 to 9.
Is it really?
It is, yeah.
Wow.
I told Georgia I was going to be home at 8:30. It's no wonder she was phoning me a minute ago. All makes sense now. That was beautiful, wasn't it?
That was really, really good, wasn't it? It started off difficult, and we decided deliberately to do the difficult bit on the back stream, see how that went, and it was quite tricky.
Yeah.
And then when we came up onto the main river here, I mean, it was just,
It was perfect. And they were even, they were finicky for a bit, struggling to get them to take. But once you got on the right line, the right fly, it was just magic. And
even now, there are fish rising everywhere down the river. I mean, it's just...
The nice thing about the Mayfly, I think, is the fact that it slows down naturally.
Yeah.
And thus the fishing is over. Do you know, it's like,
exactly,
we've just had a couple of nice ones. Rory's just had a rainbow. I've had probably the biggest brown that I've had so far on this session, and I think it kind of feels like that's enough.
Yeah.
It feels satiated.
It does come to a natural conclusion.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I mean, there's always a part of you that's like, maybe just one more.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow.
We all know that story.
Yeah. Just one more cast.
Exactly.
But mate, it's been absolutely awesome.
It's been great, hasn't it?
Thanks for coming along. And
my pleasure. My pleasure. What a place.
Plenty more of these videos coming. Plan is to make more and more and mess around and have some fun. So there's some bass coming, wrasse, and then obviously coming into perch and pike and all of those things as well. Sorry it's been a while since a video's gone up on the channel, but hopefully there'll be many more to come.
Absolutely.
And Rory will be with me for all of them as we go. So hope you guys are well. We'll speak to you very soon. Hope you've enjoyed this one. We are off to have a quick beer, and I need to get back before my wife kills me. See you later.